Happy Friday, everyone.
Yes.
Welcome back to another episode. We have the one and only Jason Collett coming on the show today. Man, this guy all the time. Devil all the time.
Devil all the time. Devil all the time. You can't trust him. He's crazy. No, we're just kidding. It's the movie, of course, The Devil All the Time on Netflix. Man, I can't wait for y'all to hear this interview, though, because he tells some great behind-the-scenes stories about what it was like to work on that set. So
yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
And I mean, of course, great stories about moving out to L.A. and trying to just get that foot in the door, man.
That's
all the
right.
up-and-comers are really going to love this one. I'm super pumped about it. But, of course, that is later on in the show. Now, let's get a little crazy. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. Holy moly, episode 133 this week.
It's just
going,
just
man.
Rolling,
just going.
man.
We have a special surprise for you. I'm sure everybody has seen us promote it.
Yes.
But the one and only Rebekah Kennedy is coming back on the show for the top 5 segment.
10th time.
10th time, guys.
10 times. She's double digits now.
Ooh.
I mean, she's so wonderful.
She is.
She has been there since the
Every
very
time.
beginning, guys, and she's just been the best.
Yeah.
And there's a reason she's our forever guest.
Exactly.
And we love her. We know you guys love her, and so we're thrilled to have her on the show tonight.
Definitely. And you guys know your host with the most, myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and the one and only Mouth.
What's up?
Yeah, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. Warner Brothers had a lot of stuff break this past week.
They were just some good, some bad, but a lot of shit, man. Yeah.
More and more delays. It is what it is, though. I mean, everybody's been saying it. Fuck 2020.
That's true.
And here's where we are. We
keep saying the year's flying by, but not fast enough.
Dude,
I mean,
seriously.
Woo.
Seriously. But we got a great show for you guys today. But before we get that started, you guys know we got to plug our merchandise website.
Yes.
www.crazyantmedia.com. Be sure to head over there and click on the merchandise tab and click on shop now to start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear.
Yes.
I literally just ordered a shirt last Friday and received it Thursday, as in yesterday. So, I mean, printed, shipped, you get it to you before, a full week is up. Great shipping, great product. I'm super happy with everything and how that is going. And also, guys, we now have Crazy Ant Media masks.
Yes.
Be sure to go over to the Customize tab, and we'll show you. If you really are interested in the mask, we'll show you how to get there and how to start rocking the Crazy Ant Media mask.
Yes.
So super excited, man. So super excited. But we have to tone it down. Because we had some crazy deaths this week. Some absolutely crazy. Rock legend Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, this first one, this one hit home, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine my youth of what it would have been without Van Halen.
Yeah.
I mean, the 80s without Van Halen, I just can't even imagine. And so, yeah, this one was tough, man. He lost his battle to cancer. It had been a long-term battle with cancer.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I'm so thankful that I got to see him, in New Orleans with the original band back together with David Lee Roth and everything got to be one of the best concerts I've ever seen. So,
yeah.
Shout out to his family. Best wishes and prayers to, Wolf and Valerie. And, it's a tough one.
Yeah, definitely. And he's not the only one. Johnny Nash, the singer and songwriter behind the huge hit songs like I Can See Clearly Now, Stir It Up, Hold Me Tight, has also died this week. He was 80 years old. As of right now, there is no cause of death. So he might have just been old. But,
maybe.
Hopefully he lived his life to the fullest, and that's what it seemed like. He wrote some beautiful music. Thoughts and prayers go out to both of these families. It's super crazy and super unfortunate. Again, fuck 2020.
Exactly, man. Just so many losses this year, man.
Yeah, agreed. Well, the past couple weeks, we have been talking about the Oscars, and they've been changing up the eligibility and everything like that. Well, now, apparently, with the theaters being majority closed besides AMC, I mean, everybody saw that, drive-in theaters are now eligible for the Oscar race.
Yes, which is awesome. I mean, I feel like films that were in drive-ins should have been eligible.
I agree.
I mean, if that's the only place that they can be released, then that should count.
Yeah.
And so obviously the Academy finally agreed with that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty badass.
Exactly. And plus also movies that were set to release in the movie theaters but got pushed to VOD dates, those will also be eligible. You just have to make sure to send it to the Academy screening room, I guess, and to make sure they watch the film and get the votes counted for. So
yeah.
I mean, pretty exciting stuff, though. Pretty exciting stuff. As we're talking about it, the entertainment industry is changing.
It's ever evolving.
Absolutely wild, man. And I mean, especially, no doubt, COVID has kicked it into high gear. But, I mean, we've talked about before the theaters asking for a bailout from the government. We're going to go in depth on that conversation with the ICAP behind the scenes. Stay tuned for that. But, yeah, it's just absolutely crazy how the entertainment industry is changing.
It is absolutely nuts, which begs to question, with the potential shutdown of all these theaters and may not ever reopening, how do you do an epic film like a Spider-Man film?
Right.
The Spider-Man sequel, Spider-Man 3, we know that's a trilogy, right? And then we just found out, you guys, I'm so super excited about this. We knew the multiverse was coming, guys.
Oh, yeah.
And now we know for sure. Doctor Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch himself, Doctor Strange, is going to be in Spider-Man 3.
I'm super excited about this.
I'm so pumped. I think everybody has been talking about, will we see a live-action Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, right? Doctor Strange, we already know Doctor Strange 2 is going to introduce the multiverse, right? With Wanda, Scarlet Witch and that. So him popping up in Spider-Man 3, all but says that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, super freaking pumped for it.
Well, what I'm more pumped about is everybody knows Iron Man died. Spoilers if you haven't seen Endgame, but
That's
where
true.
the fuck have you been if you haven't seen Endgame? Spider-Man's looking for a fatherly figure. I honestly thought it was going to be through Happy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Far From Home, there was a lot of that dynamic, but apparently Doctor Strange is going to take Peter underneath his wing and become the new fatherly figure for him. So I'm super excited about that, though, because I feel like there's a lot of depth to go there with the Doctor Strange character that we just haven't gotten yet. So I feel like we can get a lot of that out of that relationship.
Yeah, because, I mean, Strange is an ego-driven, narcissistic,
exactly.
badass. The last thing you would assume would be a father figure for anybody.
Exactly.
So I think that dynamic, he'll learn as much from Peter as Peter will learn from him.
Exactly.
It'll be really cool. That's going to be really cool.
Agreed. Well, other things happening at Disney/Pixar. Soul, which we've been talking about, they really wanted this thing to come out around Christmas time. Well, now it is sadly skipping theaters and going straight to Disney+. But luckily, guys, it's literally going to hit on December 25th, Christmas Day. But luckily, they're not going to do the Mulan route. This is going to be free. If you are a subscriber, Disney Plus subscriber, you'll be able to watch this for free.
That's right. None of that $30 bullshit. No. You don't have to pay $30 and have the subscription. You're going to get it for the $6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and subscriber count locator right here, they are at 60.5 million subscribers.
Yes.
Damn.
It's like huge right now.
Yeah.
Disney, it's so much, in fact, that there are major investors, major shareholders of Disney stock that are urging Chapek to funnel the money into streaming content.
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry about the shit. Don't worry about this. Don't worry. Funnel it all into the streaming. Because that's what's kicking butt right now. That's what's making the money. So, and we know California's not going to let them open anytime soon. So it does make sense.
It's absolutely wild, man. Absolutely wild. But now heading over to the TV side of Disney, ABC's Signature, they have now given a production commitment to a drama series, How to Get Away with, Valley of Gods. This is coming from the producer of How to Get Away with Murders, Pete Nowak, which this guy has been a producer on Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal. Like, this guy has a great freaking track record. So I'm super excited about this. He's finally being able to do his own show. So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah, and the valley that they're talking about is Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
So this is apparently a high-powered drama about, these power-hungry people in Silicon Valley, which still is the case.
Yeah,
I mean, if you guys haven't figured that out,
ego-driven,
it's still the case.
yeah.
Ooh, so yeah, that sounds exciting. And anybody who was mentored and, learned the trade from Shonda, it's going to be good. So, I mean, come on now.
Agreed. And also, I know you're excited about this next one, and this makes sense because him being the main character of the show.
Yeah.
For Life star Nicholas Pinnock has been made producer of the upcoming second season for the legal drama. Of course, they've been saying it's very much a collaborative effort. So I'm happy to see this, though. I'm happy to see this, especially for other actors who have a lot of input on their character. Maybe they'll also be made producers.
And that's kind of what he said. He said this is the hardest he's ever worked on any project as an actor.
Yeah.
And it was nice to be recognized for that work by being given the producer title. And I agree with him. I think if you put all the effort into it and you're passionate about the project, you're doing everything you can to make it work, you should be recognized for it. So good. I can't wait for the second season. It's going to be badass.
Yeah, I agree. 50 Cent. 50 Cent.
That's right.
This is all for the kids, the kiddies out there. The cast of High School Musical, the series, not the actual movie.
That's right.
They're reuniting for a holiday special at Disney Plus. It's going to be around 45 minutes, and it's going to debut on December 11th. The streamer is going to feature renditions of holiday classics, popular hits, and a melody of Hanukkah's favorites, which I think is pretty cool because. Yeah. If anybody didn't know, there's other religions out there than Christianity, so that's pretty freaking cool. And it also feature a sneak special preview of the show's upcoming second season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, going towards the kiddies. They do what they gotta do, man. Doing what they gotta do.
Yeah. So
you're just upset about this next one.
I'm just, guys, I always get pumped whenever there's superhero news, but not this kind of superhero news.
Sad.
Like, we always talk about how the bunny was finally getting their shit in order, and now maybe not. Because apparently, guys, I'm sorry to break this news for you if you haven't seen it already, but Warner Brothers has officially delayed The Batman, The Flash, and Shazam 2, and The Rock's Black Adam yanked completely off of the schedule.
That's
like
really
the
interesting.
Release schedule. Yeah,
things are really starting to ramp up for that one,
and are still ramping up, which is crazy.
All this stuff, and then you're just gonna take it out, take it off. Like, I wonder if they're just. I don't know. I don't even know. I have no reasoning.
I don't know either. So if you're wondering, the Batman, which was supposed to be October 1st for 2021, is now set to open on March 4th, 2022.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The Flash has now moved to from June 3rd of 2022 to November 4th of 2022. Shazam 2 has been pushed from its November 4th, 2022 slot and will instead open on June 2nd of 2023.
Jesus.
Yes, you heard that right. 2023 before we see Shazam 2.
So literally the only DC product that is going to come out in 2020 is Wonder Woman, right?
Hopefully. Notice that was inconspicuously not on the list, right? Yeah. Like, so far that is holding to its Christmas Day release. We'll see. Right. If you listen to Patty Jenkins, I think she's going to go to war with the Amazons if she don't get it on opening day theatrical. I mean, she's not happy.
Yeah. I mean, she makes a valid point about taking your kids actually to a movie theater. Are you going to take your kids to the living room to watch a new movie? It just sucks.
Yeah.
It really does suck. And I mean, other things that suck over at Warner Media, they're also delaying Dune. That was a huge trailer. It was all through my Twitter feed, and so now that's being pushed back to October 1st of 2021. But what's interesting is Matrix 4, which was actually supposed to premiere around 2021, but now it's moving up several weeks. So now it's going to debut December 22nd, 2021. That's not a fucking Christmas movie.
No, yeah. So clearly, if you look at those dates we just said, Matrix 4 has taken the place of one of the superhero movies.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me. I don't know if that's a wise move. Aquaman did huge around the holidays time. I'm not sure Matrix 4 is going to see that kind of success, so I don't know.
Well, it's the Matrix franchise is just like the Avatar franchise for me. Is it still relevant?
Right.
Is it still something people want to see? Because it's been so long since the last one. I mean, late 2000s for Avatar, and now early 2000s really for Matrix.
Yeah, and like you said, it's just, I don't think it's the right time of year. You're taking a film that's iffy at best with relevance Christmas, and then putting it into a Christmas holiday. Yeah. I don't know. Greatest Showman is a holiday film.
Right.
Matrix. Boom! This nerd is still okay, though. We do have good comic book news for you. Remember the Green Lantern series that we were talking about that Greg Berlanti was going to be doing for HBO Max? It's official.
Boom.
HBO Max has officially announced it has been sent to series, 10 episode order for 1 hour, 10 1-hour episodes. And here's the crazy part, guys. I'm super excited about this. Apparently, I didn't know this. He's going to team with Seth Grahame-Smith, who, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, he's a writer behind that. He's a brilliant writer, guys. He's going to be teaming with him to write, and I'm super stoked because it's going to tell the stories of all of them. Kilowog, Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, all of them. Now, here's the one I'm like, I saw the name, and I'm like, wait, what? Because this is Green Lantern Corps, right? But Alan Scott is on the list. He's the Golden Age Green Lantern, the original Green Lantern. His power was like magic. It had nothing to do with the Guardians or the OA or any. It was magic. His weakness wasn't the color yellow. It was wood. So like, how are they gonna craft his story into the core with the OA Guardians, and that's going to be really interesting.
Sounds like some rewrites are happening.
I mean, I hope not. I hope there's just a way that I don't know, but Berlanti's a genius when it comes to the DC television universe, so I have no doubt. And then on HBO Max, this shit's going to be epic.
Yeah.
No word yet whether it will or will not take place in the same Zack Snyder type universe that the DCEU is building.
Makes sense.
But HBO Max said, hey, that's one of those blurry windows where we can kind of play with it, and if we want it to, or if we don't want it to, we'll just decide. So that's really good news. I was pumped about that.
Yeah, it's super exciting, man. Super exciting. Especially, I'm wondering what the rating's going to be. I mean, everybody's seen how popular their MA content has been, like with Titans and Doom Patrol. It's been super popular. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. And I'm super excited about the 10 1-hour-long episodes.
Me too.
Because HBO Max is just perfect for that. This next one, Black Adam, even though it was pulled from the release calendar, they are reportedly looking for a cast of Person of Interest and Young Justice actress Sarah Shahi. As Isis in the film.
Yes, which is fantastic. I was a huge fan of her on Person of Interest. She's a fantastic actress. She looks the part. I mean, the casting as far as the look is brilliant. And for anybody who doesn't know, Isis is like a main player. She marries Black Adam and helps him, revolutionize Egypt and take down all the baddies. So by his side, it's going to be badass. If that's indeed who they're casting, I think it's brilliant casting. I really like the full cast so far of this film that they're announcing. Now,
who knows when you'll see it?
When we'll see it, we don't know because it's been yanked from the release schedule. But it's apparently moving forward with production, and they're casting, and they're in pre-production, and so who knows?
Who freaking knows, man? Who freaking knows? You know who does know? Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
Because this man is literally 90 years old and still fucking rocking and rolling more than these young up-and-comers.
Yeah.
This man is set to produce, direct, and star in an adventure drama, Cry Macho.
Yes.
Listen, it's going to be based on a 1975 novel by N. Richard Nash, who wrote the script along with Nick Schneck. Cry Macho. It tells the story of a washed-up horse trainer who schemes to make $50,000 by snatching a streetwise Mexican boy from his mother in Mexico City and delivering him to his father and the trainer's ex-boss in Texas.
Yes.
What?
This is going to be interesting from start to finish. The idea of a 90-year-old Clint snatching a young Mexican kid off away from his mother, then driving across the country with him, just sounds interesting. But
come with me.
Yeah, I just want to be still making shit at 90.
Agreed.
It's one thing if you were producing.
Yeah.
Okay, or maybe you're directing. You're sitting in the chair. You got somebody else doing the camera for you.
He's everywhere.
To produce and direct and star at 90, that's a goal to live for, man. That's like squad goal right there, man.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Woo!
And I mean, other exciting things are happening at Warner Media / Warner Brothers. Billy Crudup, who everybody knows just won an Emmy for his work in The Morning Show, is in early negotiations to join Ezra Miller's in the upcoming Flash film. If you guys don't remember, he was Dr. Henry Allen, Barry's dad in the Flash film in Justice League.
Yeah.
So So, I mean, he's an epic actor, so it'd be epic to see him. But, I mean, so much stuff going on with that Flash film. I really don't know what's gonna happen or what's not.
No, and the latest rumor is Gal Gadot. They're trying to get Wonder Woman in it for like a quick little cameo. Yeah. So, which makes sense because she's everywhere and popular and huge, and like that makes sense to me. But just all great. It sounds like all good stuff for DC, except for the delays of when we will or won't see them. Yeah, but that's exciting. This next one,
it's so funny, man.
It's gonna be so great. Like, it will be.
Like, I mean, Craig Robinson, everybody knows him from Pineapple Express.
Yes.
Andy Samberg, everybody knows him for the Lonely Island stuff, and of course Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And Common, everybody knows him because he's Common, are producing and starring in an action comedy Super High. Now get this, guys. It's literally going to be smoking a strain of weed that gives you superpowers to the smoker.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
I mean, if ever there was a time for it, it's now.
Oh, yeah.
This film will do huge. Like, whether it's on video on demand or whether it sees theaters, it's going to be big no matter what. I mean, because superheroes are huge right now.
Oh, yeah.
And weed is huge right now.
It's great to capitalize.
It came up in the debate the other night about, the legalization. So I just think this is a brilliant move. Let's take two things that are hugely popular, put them in a movie together. Boom, success.
I think this would be a good original, like, to put on HBO Max. I think that would be pretty smart, especially nobody knows when theaters are going to reopen anyway. So, I mean, HBO Max. American Pickles, Seth Rogen's one did really well on HBO Max. So, I mean, things to look out for, guys. Things to look out for.
Most definite.
And, I mean, speaking of huge franchises, especially, like, ones that RDJ is involved in, Marvel, he is also trying to make a huge franchise around his Sherlock Holmes character, which would be badass because I love the two films he did as Sherlock Holmes. So I mean, no word yet on how it's going to happen, but we all know that the third film is in the works.
Yep.
So they're making that happen, and of course, coming from Marvel and playing Iron Man and learning from Kevin Feige, who is a brilliant mastermind of making this franchise, of course he's going to take that knowledge and bring it over to his Sherlock Holmes franchise.
Yeah. And Susan added, and this is why I love Team Downey, because
they're great.
They're smart. She added that they're also looking at the TV side and what Warner Media is doing with HBO Max, because with the potential shutdown and never reopening of theaters, if that even happens, they're talking about maybe building this multiverse or universe with Sherlock on TV, on HBO Max. So they're so smart, dude. They're so ahead of the game. Team Downey, man.
Definitely.
Go for it.
Well, I mean, Downey. I was saying, like, if they're smart, they saw how Enola Holmes did, they could make their own Enola Holmes character and put it in that universe as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, just something to throw out there. This next one's pretty interesting. Robert Zemeckis, adaptation of The Witches starring Anne Hathaway, is landing on HBO Max. Straight to VOD. Was supposed to hit the theaters, but now it's going to be on HBO Max right before Halloween, so you'll be able to watch it. It sounds like a thriller horror type business.
Yep.
But it was supposed to hit theaters October 9th. So that sucks. It really sucks because of COVID. Fuck 2020. Like, it's really been ruining everything. But I mean, Anne Hathaway. I think it's gonna be badass.
Yeah. This is a remake for anybody who doesn't know, and it looks great. I mean, I think it's, it's just one of those things. It's like you probably won't be able to go trick or treating anyway this year, and so sit back, watch Witches on for Halloween. It'll be great.
Exactly.
It'll be great. Anne Hathaway, like you said.
Exactly. Well, everybody knows that HBO is developing multiple series based off of Game of Thrones, and this one we're talking about is the prequel series titled House of the Dragon.
Yes.
And they found their first cast member, guys. English actor Paddy Considine?
Yeah, Considine, yep.
He will play the role of King Viserys, the first who is chosen by the lords of Westeros to succeed the old king, Targaryen king. Oh, interesting, because there's a lot going on with that right now in the original series that I'm watching. Don't kill me. I'm just now getting there.
That's right.
And the Great Council of Harrenhal. He's I'm trying to say he comes across as a warm, kind, decent man, and only wishes to carry forward his grandfather's legacy. There's a lot of that in this world. So I'm super excited about this, man, because this actor, Patty, he just recently starred in HBO Max's The Outsider.
Yep.
And he's currently starring in The Third Day. So, I mean, he is definitely at home with Warner Media. So, I'm super pumped, man. I'm super pumped. And Game of Thrones is a great series. I'm sorry I'm late to the bandwagon.
And speaking of at home and relationships and, great segue in, Jensen Ackles and his wife, Danielle, are staying with Warner Media, guys. That's been his home for like the last 15, 16 years with the CW and Supernatural. You guys know that. Well, they just formed a new production company, Chaos Machine Productions. I love that name, Chaos Machines. And they signed a long overall deal with Warner Media that's going to have them develop TV programming for all the platforms. And this is what I really love. They tapped former DC executive Renee Rife to head all of the development. She's going to oversee all of the creative efforts that are going to be like. I mean, come on. You have Jensen and Danielle and DC,
right?
I mean, this is a win-win-win for Warner Media. Just well done. Well done.
I agree. They're doing some big things over there. They're doing some really big things. And I mean, everybody saw this past week, Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life is set to make its broadcast debut on the CW. It's been like 20 years. The anniversary was like a week ago. This is super exciting because everybody knows it's the 4-episode follow-up of the classic dramedy over 4 nights beginning. It's going to begin in November 23rd, including and concluding on November 26th. So it's super pumped up, man. Everybody's super pumped up about it. It's going to be 4 nights in a row. And I'm super interested in this because is this a backdoor thing they got with Netflix going on? Because that was a Netflix original, the 4 episodes. So I'm interested.
Me too. It is nice to see it return home, though. So to speak. I mean, it debuted on the WB, which became the CW. So in a sense, it's returning home 20 years later. But for anybody who didn't get to see it on Netflix, you guys, if you're Gilmore Girls fans, you're gonna freaking love it. It's basically each episode is a season, like winter, summer, fall, spring, and it ends with the 4 words that were originally supposed to have it end with. So it's going to be great. I'm not going to tell you what those words are if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You have to watch it.
You have to watch it. The CW is also developing a script for The Woman's Hour, an anthology drama based on Elaine Weiss's book, The Woman's Hour, The Great Fight to Win the Vote. And that it's going to be produced by the former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, alongside Steven Spielberg. Okay.
Right.
Killing it, man. Killing it. And the first season of the drama will examine a lot of stuff. The battle to ratify the 19th Amendment, which gave the women the right to vote.
Yeah, which is going to be phenomenal. I mean, Hillary Clinton and Steven Spielberg? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane to me. And then I guess every season, from what I understand, is going to focus on a different woman's battle in the country and, kind of things like that. So, but a great first one to start off with, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree, man. I completely agree. Well, now, heading over to Viacom CBS. CBS Viacom. More delays, man. Jurassic World Dominion will debut now on June 10th of 2022, not 2020U.
No.
A year later than originally planned, so that sucks. It was supposed to be summer of 2021, but shit happens, man. Shit happens.
I mean, just expect that. Like we told you on last week's show, whenever we tell you this stuff, just expect it to be delayed. If we announce a movie is being made, it's going to be delayed.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah, exactly. But they are doing some cool things, though, because Universal, Dear Evan Hansen, I should say, film adaptation is continuing to round out its cast with singer-songwriter Liz Kate as the new addition.
Yes.
Super excited. She will join the star-studded cast, including Amy Adams, Caitlin Denver, and Amanda Steinberg. Ben Platt, who won the Tony Award for his performance on Broadway, is expected to why can't I speak? Reprise his role today. So I'm super excited about that because it deals a lot with high schoolers with social anxiety and unintentionally getting caught up in a lie after a family of a classmate who committed suicide mistakes one of Evan's letters to their son as a suicide note. Damn.
Yeah, it's intense.
That's dark.
And I mean, what a cast, though.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
And remember, this is the one that we talked about with Amanda there, that they expanded the role, wrote her an original song for it. This is going to be epic, guys. Just
Agreed.
Epic.
Agreed.
You know what else was epic? The return of Star Trek: The Next Generation on Lower Decks.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Riker and Deanna made a return. Did you guys see that? Of course, in cartoon form, but nonetheless, they returned to voice the characters. Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis, of course, of Riker and Deanna. The episode on Lower Decks, it was the season finale, and it followed last week's ending when Ensign Bomer discovered Ensign Mariner's secret that she was the daughter of the captain. What? And then some shit was going down. They got into a little area where they were in a war and a fight. They were about to be destroyed, but here comes the Titan, USS Titan, of which, by the way, guys, it's the first time we've seen the Titan. Yeah. In any of the forms, this is the first time we've actually seen the ship that's been referred to now since First Contact, I think. So it's crazy. It's crazy, but it was epic.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Spock and Kirk were in the episode too, which, what?
Yeah.
How did that happen? That's like 100 years before that, but okay.
Right.
All right.
You know.
It's not the only Star Trek.
Yeah,
Star Trek.
There you go.
News, though. Are you excited about this next one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Kate Mulgrew, who everybody knows her as her iconic role as Captain Catherine Janeway,
yes,
is planning to be in the upcoming Nickelodeon animated series, Star Trek Prodigy. So that's super exciting, man. Super exciting. And, I mean, a lot of people know her from Orange is the New Black as well.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm super bummed about this. Like we said before, I like that they introduce these stories to a younger generation so that the stories can continue living on.
Yeah, agreed. And, you know, she's always been one of the more iconic captains because for a long time she was the only female captain in the franchise. So I love that they're doing that and bringing it back. And she's long said that she wishes she could return to the role. So now she's got her chance.
Definitely. Oh, man, The Price is Right. It's heading back into production. Everybody knows it was shut down because of COVID, but now it's a COVID-friendly set. Everybody worked out their issues. For the first time in nearly a 50-year history, it's going to be without an audience.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like,
how does that work?
50 years, and they've always had an audience, and like, who's going to come on down?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Come on down through the Zoom.
Yeah, like how? What are the contestants going to be? I don't even know how that's going to work.
Yeah, tune in, guys. See what happens. Tune in. See what happens.
Sure.
Yeah, but this is really cool.
Yes.
The MDA, the Muscular Dystrophy Association, announced that a whole bunch of freaking stars-packed people are going to come on and do this charity event.
Yes, this telethon. Remember Jerry Lewis's telethon that Kevin Hart has taken over?
Yeah.
So that's going to be badass. Yeah, this list is insane.
Yeah.
Garcelle Boevis, Aloe Black, Bryan Cranston, Adam Devine, Fat Joe, Liz Giles, Hawkman, Aldous Hodge, Edwin Hodge, his brother, DJ Khalid, Daniel Levy, Lonnie Love, Leslie Mann, Robin Thicke, Gabrielle Union, Wade and John David Washington. Wow.
A lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. And that they're joining Jack Black, Usain Bolt, Josh Gad, Michael B. Jordan, and Jillian Mercado.
Yeah, man.
And, of course, Kevin Hart.
Of course.
Who's hosting it, of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've talked about it before. The live 2-hour telethon takes place on October 24th. So just right around the corner. Be sure to check it out. I bet it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be fantastic. Yeah. Kevin Hart, man. Gotta love him.
Agreed. Well, other delays happening, this time for NBC Universal. Now, the latest is going to be the James Bond installment, No Time to Die. This one is being postponed until next year. This was one of the first films that got delayed because of Rona.
Yeah.
So, this sucks. And
is the one to blame for the theater shutting back down. They have all said they're shutting back down because this one didn't come out like it was supposed to. Oh. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, but there it is.
Yeah.
So, blame James Bond.
Yeah.
That's all we can say.
And I mean, Universal has also announced that it has pushed back the debut of the next Fast and Furious sequel. It will now hit theaters Memorial Day weekend, May 28th of 2021. So... yeah, a lot of stuff happening like that, man. A lot of stuff happening like that. I wouldn't be surprised if more and more weeks we do the podcast that we're going to announce more things like that.
It's true. And remember a couple weeks ago when we said conspicuously that the Law & Order SVU spinoff with Stabler wasn't on the release schedule for the fall, even though they promised it would be? Well, now we have a pretty good idea why that's not happening, why it's being delayed. Apparently, they lost their showrunner. Law & Order Organized Crime, that's going to be the spinoff, you guys know, has been delayed. It's not going to debut in the fall like they said, and it's coming as a result of Matt Olmstead exiting the role of showrunner, citing creative differences. Now, this one is weird to me because he has long been a Dick Wolf collaborator, and in fact co-created all of the Chicago shows. Oh, wow. Chicago Med, Chicago, so creative differences. That's weird to me.
That is really weird, especially after working together for so long.
Yeah, and creating all these huge hits to this idea of. So what that means for when the show will debut or who's going to replace him as showrunner, we don't know, but we'll keep you up.
Stabler is such an iconic character, though, so maybe there was some difference of opinions on where he would be at in his life or something like that. I don't know, but that's such an iconic character, and people know him so well. So, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. Especially,
all you got to do is throw Benson in there. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just have her guest star. It's fine.
Just have them ad-lib. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
They've been wanting to do this shit for years. Let's let them do it.
Exactly.
I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. Anything Busy Phillips pops up in is hilarious.
And a Hamilton star.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. Renee Elise Goldsberry.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a good wife, just like, why can't I even think of it right now?
Well, you try it. What?
She was just on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. There it is. Go. Whoop, whoop. Like having a little brain fart there. It's fine. It's fine. They're going to be in Girls Forever.
Girls Forever.
Yes.
And it's awesome because Tina Fey's upcoming Peacock series. Awesome. Previously announced star Sarah Bareilles is also going to be in it, which is super cool. Yeah, so I'm pumped about it. It's going to be like a Real Housewives reject in yoga pants living in a New Jersey McMansion.
Yes.
Goldsberry's character is called Wiki, the glamorous big voice star of a groove of back in the day, And Bareilles will bring Dawn, a former member of Girls Five Eva, who is a bit restless in life and managing her small family's Italian restaurant in Queens. So, yeah, a lot of stuff.
Will they or will they not get back together?
Right.
We don't know. You got to watch the show.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, man. This is such an interesting story that I don't even know how this is going to happen because it's so weird and so different. Like, it's good cause. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting individuals to pick for this cause. And I'm talking about the entire original cast of Dazed and Confused is reuniting to raise money for the Get Out the Vote initiative in Texas. Matthew McConaughey, Ben Affleck, Parker Posey, Jason London, Joey Lorton Adams, Adam Goldberg, Anthony Rapp, Rory Cottrell, Marissa Ripsey, Cole Hauser, Dina Martin, like the list goes on and on. Literally everybody. And yeah, they're promoting the voting in Texas for the upcoming election.
Yes.
Once a freaking huge Republican stronghold, but now the Dems might get it.
Yeah, there's talk that they can flip. I bet McConaughey was behind this.
Oh, yeah.
Because huge Texas guy. And so I bet he's behind bringing these all together. But apparently Texas can flip. It's really close to maybe going blue. And so I can see why everybody's on the bandwagon of trying to get the vote out in Texas.
Yeah.
So, especially since they've shut down all of your polling places. You have to drive like fucking 30 miles to bring your ballot.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. MGM's doing some cool things. They have nabbed the North American rights to Allison Janney's drama comedy Breaking News in Yuba County, and it's been bought by MGM, which will release the film on January 29th of 2021. Janny stars in the overlooked pencil pusher who catches her husband in bed with another woman, which causes him to die of a heart attack. Oh, shit. Janny's character buries his body and takes advantage of the growing celebrity status that becomes from having a missing husband. But she quickly finds herself in over her head while trying to find the truth from her half-sister, a local news anchor who's desperately looking for the story. Ooh, a lot of drama happening here.
Yeah, a lot of drama.
Yeah, and I mean, Mila Kunis is in this thing, Regina Hall, Kyung Sim, freaking Aquafina, Wanda Sykes, Matthew Modine, like, anybody and everybody's in this thing.
I'm excited about this one because if you remember our interview with Kong Sim, he talked about this one, and he plays Aquafina's father, and I guess they're badass killers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And he was so excited about working with Allison Janney, so we're going to have him back on now that it's getting ready to come out. But I'm excited to see anything Allison Janney. Yeah. I mean, come on.
It's a go-to.
It's a go-to.
I'm just imagining her in her, like, mom character and just fucking, like, yeah. It's absolutely hilarious.
Ooh, boy.
Man. MGM has officially said that the Addams Family is getting a sequel, and they have also added some more cast members. Bill Hader, everybody knows him, everybody loves him. SNL, like, just so good.
Oh, yeah.
And Jevin Walton as the voice to this cast. They will join previously announced stars Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron, Chloe Grace Moretz, Nick Kroll, Snoop Dogg, and Betty Midler. Hader will lend his voice to the new character Cyrus, and Walton takes on his role as the youngest Addams sibling, Pugsley.
That's it.
Yeah.
The divine Miss M is coming to kick your ass.
Right,
for mispronouncing her name.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm fine.
It's a fine bet. We know. You'll always be the wing beneath our wings. It's fine.
Yeah. Whatever that means.
Oh, they cast the daughter in Schwarzenegger's TV return.
Right.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty. Monica Barbero has been cast to play opposite Arnold. Remember we told you he's coming back to TV in a spy series, like a father-daughter spy series? Well, now we know who the daughter's going to be. And if you want to see her sooner... Of course, I say that, but we don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
she's getting ready to star in the Top Gun sequel. So that's going to be badass if and when we ever see it.
Right.
So
you might see this series first.
That's true. It's so true. I'm excited about this, though. I like the idea of a father-daughter spy series and him coming to TV for the first time. This will be his first time on television. So, other than that stupid Apprentice thing that he did, but whatever. You know what we're talking about.
Fucking shit.
So,
that's so cool.
Super excited to see that.
Yeah. Now heading over to the juggernaut that is streaming,
yes.
Netflix. Selena is going to get a series. Selena, you know, the biographical drama about the beloved
Tiano
singer. Yeah, Selena. Everybody remembers the movie that J-Lo played her in.
Yes.
I think this is awesome, though, because her story needs to be told more.
Yeah, and Kristen Serratos is going to be, you guys know her from The Walking Dead. She's brilliant in the role.
That's a great casting.
It really is. And if you guys haven't seen the trailer or any of the released footage yet, you should check it out because she's going to be brilliant in the role.
Yeah.
But the reason we bring it up is because it's finally got a premiere date. We've been talking about this for, it seems like months, but December 4th, it's finally going to hit. So I agree. I think it's a story that, I mean, this is a woman who was killed by a fan.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just, it's crazy. It's crazy. So you always got to talk about stuff like that.
Agreed. And Netflix's golden boy right now, Ryan Murphy, has received another green light from Netflix on a limited series titled Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story.
This is crazy.
Dude, super wild. It's going to be limited series, like I already said. Already has Richard Jenkins attached to star, and as well as Janet Mock and Carl Franklin attached to direct. The series centers around Jeffrey Dahmer, one of America's most notorious serial killers. Everybody knows him.
Yes.
Oh, man, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
It is. Richard Jenkins, by the way, I know what you're thinking. Why does that name? Why is that? He's that guy that as soon as you see his face, you know him. He's been in literally everything, Richard Jenkins.
Yeah.
Look him up. You'll see his face and you'll go, oh, shit, that guy. He's a phenomenal actor. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this.
But, of course, talking about Netflix, we got to talk about some cancellations.
Most definite.
Teenage Bounty Hunters, it was a debut like 2 months ago, and after season 1, they're like, gone.
Yeah.
Like
canceled like 2 months.
Which I guess it was doing pretty well. Like, even some of my coworkers at the day job loved it. So, super, super curious about why. And also Glow, which also announced that they were going forward with the 4th season, also backtracked that a little bit and now canceled. Done.
Yeah, that one was surprising.
Yeah, because that one was super popular too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean,
It's Netflix.
It's Netflix. They wanted Cobra Kai. I
think that's exactly what it was.
I mean, we announced last week that fucking season 4 is already given a green light. So
you couldn't have 2 season 4s for something. You had to get rid of something. So
exactly. Absolutely wild. Well, now, heading over to Amazon.
Yes.
Amazon Studios has set a release date for One Night in Miami, a film directed by Regina King, and will open in select theaters on December 25th, a.k.a. Christmas, before launching on Amazon Prime on January 15th of 2021. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know she freaking directed anything, but this is a huge story, guys, because it centers around Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, this takes place after he beat Sonny Liston, and they leave. They get into some trouble. They're harassed, because they're black. They end up going to a hotel room and spending the night in a hotel room talking, and so it's getting all kinds of Oscar buzz. It's getting all kinds of huge accolades. It's debuted at several festivals. So I think Regina King is going to have a winner here. I think this is going to be getting some Oscar nods. I think both for film and directing and acting. I mean, it's phenomenal cast.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it because there needs to be more stories like this that freaking tell the story about what actually happened,
Yeah.
Been freaking Aaron Burr character there, Leslie Odom Jr., he's going to be in it. He's playing Sam Cooke, so I'm super excited about that. Just so good.
I mean, imagine you're the heavyweight champion of the world. You just beat the heavyweight champ. You're the new heavyweight champion of the world. You're probably one of the most famous people ever. You're getting harassed when you leave the arena.
Yeah.
Because you're black.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is going to be a great film.
It's didn't you just see I will kick your ass? I kicked that guy's ass. I will kick your ass. But, ooh, so good. So good. I can't wait for that one.
Yes.
Chloe Grace Moretz and Gary Carr have been cast in leading roles in Amazon's upcoming series adaptation of William Gibson's The Peripheral.
Yeah.
The series centers around Flynn Fisher, Moretz, a woman trying to hold it together after a broken family has forgotten the corner of tomorrow's America. Flynn is a smart, ambitious, and doomed. Okay. And she has no future until the future comes calling to her. Yes, yeah, so damn. That's saying a lot, but not saying anything at the same time.
Exactly. And so Carr, I guess, is the future, the time traveler. Oh, that's interesting. He's a publicist living in the 22nd century.
Yeah. So
he comes back and I guess gives her a future.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right?
It's a great cast. I mean, so we'll see.
Exactly. Amazon is also getting more aggressive with the game plan when it comes to Thursday Night Football. Streaming for the 2020 season, adding a different new features, including shoulder programming for the NFL games available on both Prime Video and Twitch. The TNF streaming coverage kicked off this week with the Bears and Bucks game, which was an interesting one to say the least.
Yep.
It's the 4th year Amazon has been doing the Thursday Night Football, but Amazon earlier this year clinched a 3-year extension to the Thursday Night Football deal, digital games package through 2022. Honestly, I don't think a lot of people know about the Thursday Night Football thing, so I think they need to have a more aggressive plan so that people will know about it. They're not doing a lot of marketing. So.
And that shoulder broadcasting, that's a good thing, because if you can't watch it on Prime, with Amazon or whatever, apparently they're showing them free on Twitch.
Yeah.
So, you can watch these on Twitch. That's a good idea, I think, because,
Agreed. Well, heading over to Apple, super excited about this news. The morning show is headed back into production.
Yes.
Super freaking excited. They're going to start filming their second season October 19th. And everybody's coming back. Apparently even Steve Carell, who originally signed a 1-year deal, 1 season. So I'm super interested about that. What I thought his character was done for.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Such a good show, though.
Oh, damn right. I just think, and can we get some Emmy nominations for Reese, please?
I know. She deserves it.
She deserves it. I mean, come on now.
Right. Oh, and Apple TV Plus, they love their musicians. So, of course, they're going to be making a documentary about the one and only America's Child himself, Bruce Springsteen, and it's going to be titled Letter to You. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this I'm really excited about. I've been listening to the album Letter to You. It's fucking phenomenal. It's just Bruce at his best. I think it's kind of very gruff and natural, and he, filmed it at his home studio, or recorded it at his home studio, and now this documentary, that's where it was filmed and kind of takes place. I'm super fucking pumped. If you guys haven't checked out the album yet, check it out. It's brilliant, man.
Definitely. And Amazon has also ordered a docuseries, The Supermodels.
Excited about this one too.
Yeah, from Brian Grazer and Ron Howard's Imagine documentaries, and that centers around runway icons like Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Christy Turlington, and Linda Evangelista.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I had every one of them posters on my wall.
I could see that.
Every one of them.
I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, they were like the hottest things on the face of the planet. Remember George Michael's, video? You gotta have, no, what was it? Let's, fuck, now I can't even remember it. I'm thinking about my posters, but they were the stars in all of that video. Yes, I was distracted. Yes, sex is natural, sex is fun. Not everybody does it, but
sure.
Yeah, that song by George Michael, they're in that video. It's fantastic. If you're old and in the 80s like me, you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
But if you're young, you have no idea. Who's George Michael? We don't know.
Whatever.
We don't. I know who George Michael is.
Okay, I was about to just reach over there, man. You know George Michael, don't you?
Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Wake me up.
Dickinson.
Wake me up before you go.
Oh, there you go.
Apple has renewed Dickinson, which stars Haley Steinfeld as Emily Dickinson for the third season. Announced the season 2 will premiere January 8th of 2021 on Apple TV Plus, and the series 2 will see Steinfeld reunite with recurring cast members Jane Krakowski and Anna. There's a lot of hard names in this one. Okay.
Yes,
but it's okay.
Jane Krakowski. Yes, Ellen Hunt, Toby Huss. This is the most interesting thing to me, though. Death is played by Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
I mean...
high death.
Yeah.
Not high def. High death.
Death.
Death is high.
That's right.
Death is high.
I just... That's worth it right there.
Yeah, right?
How does that fit into an Emily Dickinson?
I don't know.
But...
It's really interesting. He's on an animated TV show right now, too. So he's trying to get more into, the acting game. Yeah. So... Okay, go you, bro.
Does Death show up to take you? And he's like, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Right.
I don't know. I'll be like, oh, shit, I'm going. It's time.
It's your time, bro. Here's a blunt. Okay, all right.
That motherfucker knows, too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
He knows. He knows. He knows what he's doing. Facebook. Did you guys know Facebook has, content to watch, streaming content? The Red Round Table. And what was your one with... the Olsen girl.
Sorry for your loss. Yeah.
Good
for
stuff
Scarlet
on
Witch
there.
herself. Yeah.
There's really good stuff on there, and they're making some smart moves. Taraji P. Henson will shine a spotlight on mental wellness and a new talk show for Facebook Watch. It's going to be an original series titled Peace of Mind with Taraji. Yes. And it's set to go into production later in 2020. And she's going to interview celebrities, experts, and everyday people about mental health issues, particularly those in the Black community. So I'm super excited about that.
I am too. I think we can never have too much awareness about mental health. I think it's crucial. I think shows like this are crucial. And if you have a platform that you can put it out there and have people talk, you should do it. So
Agreed.
Kudos to Taraji. And Facebook's been taking a lot of shit, a lot of heat, but good for them for doing this.
Yeah.
I think this is a smart move.
Completely agreed, man. Completely agree. Well, now it is time for our guest segment. Oh, man.
Yes.
We got the one and only Jason Collett coming on the show to talk about his Netflix huge movie right now, Devil All the Time.
The Devil All the Time.
Dude, so good. Such a good, dramatic piece of filmmaking.
It really is.
If you guys haven't checked this thing out yet, do it.
It's got like everybody in it.
It really does.
I mean, like literally everybody. If you're a fan of Batman, he's in it.
He's in it.
Fan of Spider-Man, he's in it. How about Winter Soldier? He's in it.
Yeah.
I mean, you like Elvis? His granddaughter's in it. Yeah. Like everybody is in this film, guys. It's just brilliant.
Well, and it's great too because we're gonna dive more into his personal life. This man dresses up like Spider-Man to go visit kids at the hospital. So
did he talk to Tom about that? You have to listen to find out.
Exactly, guys. Well, here he is.
Jason Collett, welcome inside the Crazy Ant Farm. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, man, we are so happy to have you on the show. Of course, we're going to be talking about the big one coming up, The Devil All the Time. But your story, doing the research for this interview and getting ready and getting prepared for it, man, your story is very interesting. So we have a lot of questions. But what we like to do to start off the interview is kind of do a little introduction for the fans. Like, how did you get started in the industry? Was it something that you always wanted to do, or did you kind of fall into it? So let's start there.
Oh, okay, great. Well, as far as if it's something I always wanted to do, yes and no. It's something I always have instinctively done. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been kind of performing. I've always had some sort of an audience. I wouldn't say that I even really knew that I was acting when I was doing it. It was more so just I like to tell jokes. I like to do, kind of like physical comedy and stuff like that. I'm always looking to make a goofball out of myself at the expense of a good laugh. But it wasn't until high school is when I realized, like, oh, there's people that actually, like, this is a career that I could do. And, it kind of took on a life of its own from there. Throughout college, I got involved in theater. And I started writing, I started directing and acting. And then it wasn't until 2007 when I was like, I need to take this seriously. I want to go to LA. I'm going to go off and I'm going to be a movie star. And I did that and I became super famous. I made millions of dollars. I won my first Oscar at like 15 years old. No, it was definitely a learning experience. I moved out to LA in 2007 from Atlanta. And to say I've had ups and downs within the industry is a gross understatement. I have such wild stories, from everything from like crazy audition stories to even like living situations, because you're not an actor in LA unless you have like a really good living situation.
Yeah.
and I've got like 6, so I've got that covered.
Fantastic.
And I mean, it's all a grind, man. And we see you you do multiple different things. I mean, coming from film and theater as well, but you also trained as a stunt professional. So how did you fall into that? Was it something that you were like, oh, this is just something that is extra on the resume and they could use me places? Or how does that even happen? Because, I mean, you're well trained, man. You got pole climbing, weapons, hand-to-hand fighting, pratfall. I wouldn't want to mess with you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, it sounds good on paper, but in reality, I'm always the kind of actor in stunts who gets beat up. I'm never beating. I would always joke with casting directors. I'd say, apparently, I just have a face that looks like it wants to be punched. Because my size, I'm 5'7". I'm a short, kind of like small guy. So anytime that stunts are involved, I always know right off the bat that I'm going to be the one getting tossed off down the stairs or thrown off the building or getting knocked to the ground and kicked repeatedly. That's kind of my forte.
Well, at least you're trained for it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. I fell into it, though, pun intended. I was working at a theme park. And I was working as a costumed character, as a superhero at the theme park. I was Robin in the Justice League. So, but I wasn't doing the stunts at that time. It was mainly just like the character meet and greets.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I knew a bunch of the guys in the stunt show, and I was really close friends with them. And they were just like, in their off time, stunt guys just like to mess around and they like to fight each other and practice their moves. And they would ask me if I wanted to help be like a dummy. And I said yes. And then before you knew it, they were teaching me everything they knew. And I was able to take that knowledge and kind of use it in the acting world when it was like, whenever there was a role that required like heavy stunts, but also an emotional aspect to it. Those were the roles that I thrived at, because I had the acting training and the stunt training. and it's very rare to find an actor that can do a really good balance of both.
See, I love that though, because like any opportunity to get yourself on set and into a role,
exactly,
and to be able to take a skill and be able to parlay it into that's fantastic. And
yeah,
because I feel like a lot of times we have a lot of up and comers that are trying to break into the industry that are listeners on our podcast, and so we're always trying to have guests on that kind of like share these stories about things. And I feel like sometimes, not enough people realize it's like whatever you can do to get on a set and any skill that you can learn is never a bad thing, to be able to get where you want to go. So we love hearing stories like that, man.
oh yeah, that's definitely true. Whatever you can do to learn, like there's no judgment in somebody who's starting out, in a career that they're not familiar with. You gotta take in as much information, as much experience as you can by any means necessary. Just stunts started out as just something fun, and I never thought that it would actually end up being something that I did and got paid for. But you never know. So I'm glad that I took those opportunities when they were presented to me instead of only narrowing my focus on one thing. I mentioned earlier I also write, and I've even directed a little bit. You kind of have to be a jack of all trades in the industry, because you never know when you're gonna find something that speaks to you.
Definitely. And I mean, it's always good to have something more in your little bag of tricks, man. I mean, that's what it's all about. And I mean, talk about the difference between acting on screen and the acting on stage. Did you start out on stage and then transfer into film and television, or was it kind of vice versa?
Well, I mainly started out performing for audiences, so I guess in a way it was staged. Um, and it wasn't in college. I started experimenting with like making my own home movies. So that's really kind of where my like camera work started to come into play. But there's just something about having an audience that just like it changes the performance, especially when you're doing theater. You could be doing a run of a show 30 nights in a row, and no performance will be the same because so much of the energy comes from the audience.
Right.
Yeah, like if your audience isn't feeling it, like the energy's gonna dip. You're gonna make different choices. It really does impact the performance, and I think that's a really fun aspect of it. Like, because like as an actor, you could the scene front and back, like the back of your hand, and still you'll surprise yourself just because of how an audience is in the room.
Absolutely. To get that instant feedback. Like, on television and the movies, you don't get that. So you could tell right away whether something is working or not working and make that adjustment immediately. So, yeah, that's got to be a high for sure.
Yeah. And
that's true.
I think there's a beauty of both, like getting that instant gratification and performing for the back row, like you're acting so big, but then also on the flip side of that, you get that emotion for the on-screen dialogue and for the on-screen acting. I think there's such beauty in both aspects of things. So I always love it when actors and anybody who comes on who has worked in either stage and or film and television, that they show their love for both sides of it, because I mean, they are really parallel but yet so different in the same time.
Yeah, they all have their different things that you kind of have to master in order to navigate them, Like you were saying earlier, theater is all exaggerated, you're acting for the back row.
Right.
Whereas in film, all of a sudden, all those expressions that in theater, they would be very broad. Now, all of a sudden, you got to minimize it because the slightest movement in your lips or like an eye twitch is all captured on camera.
Right. So how was that transition? I mean, you're going from theater and a theme park performer and stuntman, which is all over the top huge, then going into film. Did you find the transition difficult? Did it take a little bit to kind of get used to bringing it all in a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely a different thing when all of a sudden you got like a giant 8-foot camera rig like shoved in your face, right. and they're like, no, your mother just died. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of jarring, but it's just like I said, one of the things that you just have to learn to master and navigate through, and it's a learning experience. Like I'm sure that the very first time I was on camera, it was probably a nightmare. I blocked it out of my memory, so I don't know. But
well, yeah, I mean, It's all a learning experience. I think the most important thing, though, even just early on in this interview, you could tell, is the positive attitude that you have and the way that you approach everything. I think that's key in order to be able to succeed in this industry. Like the way you talked about living conditions or auditions, or it's going to be hectic. It's going to be crazy, and if you go into it and you don't have a positive attitude, you're in all kinds of trouble.
Oh gosh, yeah. I never would have made it anywhere if I didn't have that kind of mindset. When I first moved to LA, I didn't have a place to live. I didn't know anybody. I was essentially homeless and broke. So, I went online and I found someone who was renting out a room in their house up in the valley. And I was like, well, I need a place to go. So I went and checked it out. And it turns out that this guy was actually renting out his front porch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he took his front porch and the guy threw down some carpet. He put a front door on it with a little latch, threw an AC unit in the back corner, and was like, $375 a month. You in? And I was like, I'll take it.
Wait. What? $375? We didn't get anywhere near that lucky, man. We were the same way when we first came out here. We were doing the whole, we're homeless, we're bouncing from hotel to hotel, looking for people that were renting rooms, but we never found $375. What?
No, the lowest like $1,000.
Yeah, come on now.
It was a front porch, though. I still feel like I kind of overpaid for it.
Boy.
Yeah, I threw a futon in the back, and I was like, I lived there for a couple of months.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't think people realize when you first go out there that the living situation is an absolute nightmare, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had different guests come on the show and talk about literally living out of their car, but they were saving up for that YMCA freaking membership so they could shower at the YMCA. Like, it's like trick, there's beauty in the struggle. There really is.
But that's passion, man.
It really is, like even when you're doing that, you're still fueled by the passion and the energy that is like, I'm doing it, like you're pursuing something. So you have like a goal in mind. So it's like, you're willing to make those sacrifices when you know that it satisfies like your soul. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. Exactly. Well,
I will say that I woke up one morning on the porch covered in bees.
Oh shit!
Because like a wasp nest somehow formed in the corner of the porch, and they found their way inside the porch. So that was definitely when you wake up in the morning covered in wasps, you have to keep telling yourself, "I'm doing it. I'm doing it."
All right. Oh my goodness.
Oh, see, that's the kind of story, though, when you do get to where you were talking about earlier in the interview, when you're up on the stage and you got the gold statue in the hand. You talk about them wasps and how you woke up, and how you earned that gold.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? I definitely earned it.
And don't be playing the music and carting me off until I tell that story.
Exactly. Exactly. That's so good, man. That's so good. But I really want to talk about Chuck, one of your debuts on television. And I mean, working alongside Zachary Levi, who is like a huge epic star right now. What was that like, just being on that set that ran for multiple years?
They had their people that they loved bringing in on a consistent basis. And as much as I tried to get in there, they already had those slots filled. So my role on that film was very short-lived. I just played an employee who was getting fired by, Joshua Gomez's character. So, we had some fun kind of like back and forth there. So, but yeah, Zach wasn't even on set that day.
Damn.
Well, actually, I take that back. He came in, he had like a very brief time on set for his role because most of his scenes in that episode took place outside of the Bymore.
Right.
So he poked his head in for a little bit just to see me selling some TVs, but then he was gone. And the next thing I know, I'm getting fired by Joshua Gomez's character. But no, that set was just like a well-oiled machine. It ran so efficiently. Nobody complained the whole day. I think I was there for a couple of days, maybe 2. And everything ran really smoothly. All the actors nailed their stuff on the first takes. It's like one of those things where, especially me coming into the show, I love watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be on set as long as you can. And they're like, great, we got it. You're done. And I'm like, are you sure we got it? Let's do it again. You just don't want it to end, especially when you're working with talent such as, Scott Krinsky and Joshua Gomez.
Right.
They're just so funny in the room, and they come up with such fun stuff to do on the spot.
Absolutely. Well, and
yeah,
that's the thing. You go and you talk about, again, I kind of bring it back to the people trying to get up into the industry and kind of that, like, it doesn't matter if it's a one-shot guest appearance, you're on there for a day or two. What you can learn on a set like that, like you said, a well-oiled machine where it's all clicking and it's going and it's a hit, that's invaluable experience that you can take away from that.
It really is. And I'm very fortunate to have gotten to work on that show, because that was right when I first moved to LA. It was I'd almost never even been on a set before, so it was a great introduction to the world of LA and how a set runs.
That's always interesting to hear. I love that. Well, and then you've kind of definitely like parlayed forward and skyward almost. Let's talk about Watchmen, because holy shit, that was epic, man. And you just happened to be on the episode that gets nominated for 187 Emmys. I mean, 8 Emmy nominations is huge, man. That show was just absolutely incredible. So I've heard from a lot of people that it was like a small film. It's like literally you were on the set of a small film. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. And we all knew that we were making something that was going to be incredibly well received as we were making it. Just the aura on set, and everybody, after reading the script, and we knew what themes the episode was tackling, we all knew that there was a lot of pressure to make it good. So much work went into those scenes. I got to do stunts on that episode, even though I wasn't hired as stunts. So it was nice that I got to work in a little bit of work there. But we spent hours just researching, rehearsing one shot, just one shot. We would spend hours on Stephen Williams. That's how intricately he was involved with every shot on that episode, because it shows in the final product, and that's exactly why it's getting nominated for all these Emmys, is because it is so well, structured. Everything from the writing to the shots to the acting, everything ran really, really good for that episode.
What was the audition process like for that?
Oh, it's funny. I actually almost didn't even go to it.
Oh wow!
I had a conflict. I was doing some prep work for Devil All the Time, right when they were casting for that. And the first audition was on tape, and I just recorded it as an afterthought. It was I've got all this stuff to do. They want me to submit an audition real quick. I guess I could do it. And I just sent it off, and I forgot about it. And then as I was on set prepping for Devil All the Time, I got a call from my agent saying hey, they want you to come in. They need you to be in Atlanta in person, today. And I'm I'm in Alabama.
Oh, shit.
I was I'm 2 hours away. So they were well, but this is Watchmen. And I was yeah. I was good point. So I got in my car and, I drove out back to Atlanta, 2-hour drive just for this audition, and then drove back to Alabama. But I was only in the room for a couple of seconds. Stephen Williams was there with the casting director. And, we went over the scene a couple times. He talked a little bit about what he was looking to do with the episode, and then that was it. I was maybe there for not even an hour.
Wow.
And then I was back in my car. So
that's a 4-hour round trip for a few minutes in the room.
Right.
That's so incredible. So they told you Watchmen though. So it's not like these Marvel things where it's a clandestine CIA operation and it's all top secret, right?
No, yeah, and even for the Watchmen, or not for Watchmen, but even for the Marvel stuff, they still kind of tell you, a lot of these productions, they have code names. So when they first tell you, they're oh yeah, you're reading for, Project Godzilla, and then they go, it's Marvel, wink, wink. So it's well, why even use the code name?
Right. Do they give you fake sides though? Or are you actually reading from something that's contextually in the script?
No, for Watchmen, it was definitely in the script.
Nice.
I know that for Marvel, sometimes they'll send sides that are, it might be a kind of like a dummy script, but it also depends on the size of the role and what the role is too. If it's if I'm reading for, Captain America's new sidekick, they're probably not going to give me the actual script.
Right.
Leaked, but
that's so awesome. But let's talk about the biggie, man. The Devil.
Oh, which one's that?
That big Netflix drama, Devil All the Time. Opposite of Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, Bill Skarsgård. Like, so many epic people are a part of this project, and you are as well.
I mean, how do you score a gig opposite Batman and Spider-Man, bro? Like seriously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say that, but also remember, I used to be Robin in the Justice
League. This
boom,
is true.
Right there.
Boom, right there.
Yeah, boy wonder.
I just want, of course, you want to walk up to Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson and just be like, hey, man, so technically I'm your sidekick.
There you go. Which leads to the next question. Did Holland realize that, you're dressing up as Spider-Man and visiting place? Are you trying to take his gig, bro? Like, we're going to talk about that a little later. I'm just wondering how Holland felt about that,
Man, I wanted to tell him so bad. Like, he could take this one of two ways. And he doesn't know me. He might be creeped out. He might be intrigued. Who knows? But no, we never had that conversation. I only got to talk to Tom on my last day. The majority of my scenes weren't actually with Tom. My character only meets him in passing. So, I did get to have a very brief interaction with him on my last day when they were wrapping me. Tom was coming in as I was going out, and he congratulated me on a shoot and, kind of like that. So it was very short-lived. And, but man, it was tempting not to tell him. I wanted to just, I had the costume in my car. I was like,
sure. It's so funny.
Photo shoot.
Okay, well, my next question is Jason as scary as he comes? Dude, whenever that guy plays a bad guy, I'm just like, that guy is terrifying.
Right.
Like,
I know, it's his stare. It's that gaze. Like,
yeah.
You never know really what he's going to do.
So, well, let's talk. For anybody who's not familiar with it, obviously takes place post-World War II. It's kind of like a 60s era. It's a throwback.
Oof,
it is intense storyline, yeah, about some shady stuff going on in the backwoods little town, man. So talk about it, man. What was the audition process like for that? And then talk about being on set with it, because I feel like sometimes with these intense storylines, it can probably get pretty intense with the filming as well.
It definitely can. Oh, this is definitely one of those. So if you're not familiar with the film, it is based on the book by Donald Ray Pollock, and the film very closely resembles the book. Like Antonio and Paulo Campos, when they were writing and adapting, you can see that they're big fans of the book. That they wanted to do it justice, and they wanted to do justice to Donald Ray Pollock as well. So it's very dark, very twisted, and I knew nothing about this book or the movie prior to getting the audition. So you can imagine the look on my face when my agent's like, "Oh, hey, we got a new audition for you. I'm just going to send you this scene real quick and read it over." And I'm reading this scene, and it just so happens to be one of the most intense scenes in the entire movie. And I had no prep going into it. And I remember just being glued to the page. Like, I'm reading this, and every page, every line gets more and more twisted as the scene continues. And I immediately called my agent. I was like, I don't know what you just gave me, but I'm in. And I went and I read the book. I read it in the span of maybe a weekend. Read it so quick. And then, kind of the same deal with Watchmen is, I prepped for the audition. I recorded myself at home, sent it off to casting, and then you kind of forget about it. And I didn't hear anything back for maybe 2 months. And all of a sudden I got a call from my agent saying, "Hey, Antonio Campos is in town. He wants to meet with you about this part in the movie." And I was like, "Oh, wow, I didn't even know I was still in the running for that." So I met with Antonio, and the moment I walked into the room, you could just tell the excitement on his face.
Oh yeah,
he's just so happy to be like I said, he's a huge fan of the book, and he's really excited to be able to put his spin on it and bring it to film. And it was evident in our conversation too. We just nerded out over the book because the book is insane. So he was like, well, actually, I think I asked him first. I was like, "Just so you know, I went and I read the whole book, and it's insane." I was like, "I assume you've read it, but can we just talk about this scene for a second?" And he was like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "Oh my gosh, it's going to be so crazy." He was like, "You won't even believe what I have planned to shoot, how to shoot some of these scenes." I was like, "Man, I can't wait to see it." We did the scenes a couple times with some redirects, and then it just went really well. And he said, "Great, thank you. We'll be in touch." And I left. And as soon as I walked out of the room, I called my agent and I said, "You're going to be getting a phone call because I definitely got it."
I love that. I love that.
My agent was like, "Oh, sure, okay." And sure enough, like 2 hours later, they called him and they're like, "Yeah, Netflix wants to negotiate with you over, appearing in the film."
Boom.
So, and that's kind of how that went down. We were filming within a month later.
And isn't it awesome, though, when you're involved in something like that and the passion of the filmmaker comes through and you have a passion for the project and you just know that it's something special and that's going to translate on screen?
Absolutely. There couldn't have been a better person to bring, the novel to a film adaptation. Like Antonio's, if you know anything about his background and the types of movies and the types of themes that he likes to do, you couldn't have picked a better director or a better writer too, because he adapted it.
Yeah, that's super awesome. And with it being such a dramatic story to tell, like after they yelled cut, did everybody just exhale, a sigh of relief, okay, we can let that go now and return back to the happy world that we're living in?
It lingers with you.
Oh, I can imagine.
I wish that it was like an immediate switch, but especially for my scenes, anyone who's familiar with my character in the book, they're going to be pleasantly surprised because Antonio actually expanded on my character for the film. So you do get a little bit more of that character, more meat for me to kind of chew on in these scenes. But the stuff that Antonio wrote, I don't know if I'm happy or upset because it's like the emotion and the requirements it is for me as an actor is just, it causes me to go to some really uncomfortable places. And I can't wait for people to see it on screen and hopefully it resonates with them.
Yeah, and I think that's important. I think that's where hits are made, is when you are somebody watching it and you feel like you can connect to the character in a good way or a bad way. But that connection, I think, is absolutely crucial for people to find and resonate and want to see the film. So
yeah.
I guess in those type scenes too, it's extremely important that the people that you're acting against and around are just as in it as you are and are going through the same type thing. So talk about your scenes, because Riley, wow, has grown so immensely over the last few years as an actress. I think she's always been a phenomenal talent, and of course she's got the family lineage and things like that. But I just think the talent has grown immensely, and of course Jason. So what was it like playing back and forth against them? Because a lot of your scenes are with them.
It was incredible. I've always been a fan of Jason Clarke. I've been following his career for years now. And when they told me that, oh, you're going to get to, be in these scenes with Jason, it was like, you really start to feel the pressure because he, the moment he steps on set, he's there to have fun, but he's also there to take it seriously.
Right.
And he comes with ideas, and that's one of the things I loved about working on this film so much, is that it was very much a collaboration. It wasn't, Jason coming in and running the show, or even Antonio coming in and running the show. There was always a dialogue that was to be had between, what's your interpretation of the scene? What's your interpretation of this character? How do you see this going in your mind? And how can we together create something that, is going to be so powerful that we couldn't have done on our own? And that's something, as an actor, you're just like, that's the money right there.
Absolutely.
Because that's the perfect work environment. And, Jason is definitely one of those actors, that he was always questioning everything and always coming up with ideas. And then he would always stop and go, well, what do you think, Jason? And I'd be like, Jason Clarke is asking me what I think. It's like one of those Wayne's World movies, we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
And Riley's there with Jason squared. She's like,
Exactly. And then you throw Riley into it. So, I'm already working with a director that I admire, and Antonio Campos, and then you throw in Jason Clarke. I'm just like, whew. And then you throw in Riley with all of her, her family lineage and what she's been doing the last couple of years.
Right.
And how much is riding on this role for her, which she knocks it out of the park, by the way. I think one of the things that most people are going to walk away from when they watch this movie is her performance is going to be a standout. And that's saying a lot, considering the talent that you have in this movie. the people that are standing out, they really have to go above and beyond, and Riley's one of them.
And you are as well. It says a lot about the level of your talent to be able to go toe-to-toe with these guys and be able to pull off the performance that you've been able to pull off. So congratulations, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it was definitely a daunting task, but I think that we created something that's, like I said, it's really going to resonate with people. I know it resonated with me, so as long as it was authentic to me, I'm happy with the work that I did, and I definitely am.
Oh, definitely. And if you could choose just one scene or one specific moment on set, what would you say would be your favorite?
You know what? I think it might be, it was this moment that I had with Jason Clarke when we were driving to the set. And this was a day of filming that was, a lot of pressure was on me because we were dealing with some really heavy emotional themes that day. Mm-hmm. And I knew that it was going to require a lot out of me, both emotionally and physically too. So I'm nervous, I'm sitting in the van and we're driving to set, and I'm sitting next to Jason, who's like humming, by the way, which is, I can't give away exactly what the scene is, but right. If you know the scene, that's kind of twisted, like knowing what you're going to do that day, and you're nervous, but you look over and Jason's just humming to himself. I'm just like, it's concerning is what it was. But, I lean over to Jason and I'm like, Jason, when we get out there, I just want you to know that we're dealing with some heavy stuff today. If you feel like, you want to do something in the moment, just go with it, and I'll respond and I'll improvise with you. And let's go down that road. And it might take us to some uncomfortable places, but let's see what comes of it, because I want this to be really good. And he was like, Right. He goes, but just remember one thing. And I'm like, yeah. What? And he leans in, really creepy almost, like really silent. And he leans in to tell me something. I lean in, and he just goes, "It's just a movie, man." and then he leans back in his chair and he starts humming again. And I was like, that was really, that resonated with me throughout the whole rest of the shoot, because it is a good lesson in a lot of ways, because as an actor we do kind of let the pressure overwhelm us at times.
Right.
It's good to kind of put yourself in check and remember it's just a movie. We're here to have fun.
Yep.
We can't take any of it too seriously, because at the end of the day none of it matters really, right?
That's exactly right. And it's all about having fun. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's the best advice I've ever gotten.
Well, it's funny that you say that, best advice you've ever gotten, because we're about to hit you with best advice you're ever going to give. At the end of the interviews, we always like to ask our guests to pass on a little bit of advice, because like we said, we got a lot of up-and-comers coming in and that are trying to break into the industry. So what advice would you give to those trying to break in, and maybe what pitfalls would you tell to avoid?
Oh wow. Well, I'm not gonna quote Mr. Jason Clarke. I'm not gonna steal his advice, even though I couldn't give anything that's even close to as good as that. But if my career has, over the last 13 years, has taught me anything, if I were to pass it on, it would be that when as an actor, when you attach certain expectations to an end result, by doing that you sacrifice the passion. And what I mean by that is, especially when you're an up-and-coming actor, there's a lot riding on every audition. You want to be doing your best, and a lot of times you only focus on, the outcome. If I book this, or how my performance is received, and what the next project is. And it's like when you focus on that, you start to sacrifice the reason that you're doing it in the first place. Is right. That passion, that need to perform, that need to feel, that need to affect your audience or the person you're opposite acting with. So I've had to check myself multiple times throughout my career and just say, you know what, if my job isn't to get this part that I'm auditioning for, my job isn't to do any of these things. It's as long as I'm doing a performance that's authentic to me and that I'm happy with and that I feel moved in, then that's the job. That's why I do it. So that would be my advice is, don't attach expectations to an end result, because you're only going to sacrifice your passion.
I like that.
Me too. Great advice.
And what pitfalls would you say to try to avoid?
I would, don't try to be what you think people want, A good quote that an acting teacher, a very wise acting teacher, once told me is, the thing that you hate the most about yourself is the thing that people are eventually going to love and praise you for. So we tend to, as actors, our insecurities, we tend to bury them, and we tend to try to be something that we're not. Like, for example, like I've always wanted to be leading man, and sometimes you want to portray yourself as a leading man, like the sexy, attractive action hero, but at the same time, it's like, that's not who I am as an individual. Like, I'm kind of quirky. I'm kind of goofy. I'm a little bit nerdy, and for the longest time in my career, I only tried to do roles that were like, this is the role that Tom Cruise would be doing. But it's like, and I found that I just wasn't happy doing it. And that's because I wasn't embracing who I was as an individual, not just as an actor, but it was like, I want to do the roles that speak to me, that kind of like, I really do feel like this role is for me, and that's who I am. So yeah, the major pitfall is, don't try to be something that you're not.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's hard to beat that as advice. I mean, and we're always our own worst critic, right? So, I mean,
exactly.
I feel, that's outstanding advice. We, of course, have to tell everybody, where can they follow you? Because it's all about social media, man.
It is. You can find me on Instagram. My handle is actor_JMC.
There you go. Easy enough to find, and we will direct everybody there for sure. Listen, dude, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us, because, I mean, it was a blast talking to you. You clearly have a passion for what you do, and I think that's so inspiring for others, and we need a lot more people like you, because I think that's how we're going to get through a lot of this stuff we're going through in society today, is that positive attitude and passion for what you do and just living life happy, man. And we couldn't be more happy that you came on to talk to us.
Oh, no, thank you. By all means, the pleasure is all mine. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, we appreciate it. And open invite, man. Anytime you want to come back on and talk about what you got going on, or just come on and shoot the shit with us, bro, open invite, man.
Great. You guys are going to definitely regret that, but I work on that offer every day. And
It's all good, man. We do all kinds of crazy stuff, so you never know. We'll have you come on and talk about top 5 or whatever. It'll be awesome, bro.
Guys, I haven't even scratched the surface on some of the stories I have from my time in LA. You think the porch is the worst thing? Oh, man, you guys are in for it.
All right. Well, good. We're looking forward to it, man. Listen, have a great rest of the week. Continued success in the career, man, and I can't wait for everybody to watch this movie, and just we know it's going to be a huge hit. And again, thanks for coming on, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Take care now.
See ya.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
So good, man. So good. I love when actors just come on and just talk about enjoying life as an actor. Just enjoying time on set and all the good things.
Exactly. I mean, and the realism, again, he's talking about, no, when I first moved out there, it sucked.
Yeah, it was rough.
I was homeless. I didn't know where I was going. And I mean, but he's just another example of one of those people that, you're going to go out there. It's going to be tough, but you stick with it. You don't give up, and you're going to make it.
Exactly.
And boom, there he is.
It's all about that realism, too, because people go out there with stars in their eyes just expecting the shit to hit like as soon as you get out there, but no, I mean, it takes years, man. It takes a long ass time, so I'm glad that the up and comers can hear that it's a process and you just got to enjoy the process.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Thank you again, Jason Collett, for coming on the show. All right, now it is time for the top 5 segment. Oof, man, oh man, brought to you by our podcast producer, Jason. Just making him harder and harder every week. But this one's going to be special. Not only is our top five Robert De Niro films.
Yes.
We got the one and only Rebekah Kennedy coming back on the show to do it with us.
Yes, what's up, Rebekah?
Hey, thanks for having me back again.
Of course. Double digits. You are now officially double digits.
Yeah.
The 10th appearance.
Lucky number 10.
Woo!
It means only good things.
It does. It means only good things. We've known forever you were a 10, Rebekah. You're our favorite. You always get the high score.
Exactly.
Always, so it's about time you got the 10. All right.
I'll take it.
All right. Oh, man. Yeah, you're right, though. Bobby De Niro, how do you pick just 5?
I know.
Like, this was I'm going to go ahead and go with the Bobby because I started that a while ago, and I'm just going to go Bobby.
Like you know him personally.
Yeah, until he tells me not to. He's like, hey, you putz, don't call me Bobby. Right. Like, it's going to be all right.
He's like, I prefer Bob.
That's right. If you're going to disrespect me, call me Bob. It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know how it goes, Rebekah. Special guests go first.
Yes.
Oh man.
I know.
Oh, man.
Every time, putting you on the spot.
It's
Every
true.
time.
So
It's
what's your
so
number
hard.
5?
So I want to put out there that this is not in any order.
Of course. Of course. She's always good about that.
She is.
Yeah, and that does not, it's like I couldn't even. These aren't really even top. These are just ones I love because every movie he's done is amazing, pretty much. So
exactly.
And I also have a 6th I want to throw out there when we're done as a shout out for Halloween. So I'll go with my 5th. Is gonna be so I also was like, okay, should I go with the the ones that are everybody knows and everybody loves and was nominated for,
right?
Or some underdogs. So I did both. So I'm gonna go with number 5 being The Intern.
Ooh, The Intern. Yes.
Because I love him in that movie. He's so charming and sweet and it shows his range because he's done so many of the other sides of him that he's just so lovely in this movie.
And Lovey, it's fine.
I'm sure he's great.
I had to throw that out there as like a underdog film.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm not sure a lot of people have seen that one, to be honest with you.
I know, and it's crazy because De Niro always comes across as the guy in control in like all of his movies, right? And so this movie, like you said, really showed the range. It's fun to see him kind of bumbling and stumbling and kind of having to learn new things, and then in trade, passing on experience for the youngins to learn. It was a really great movie, I thought.
Yeah, if people haven't seen it, they should check it out.
They should definitely check it out.
Definitely. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Here it is. We're here. We're here doing this thing, so let's get it started. My number 5, I'm going with Meet the Parents / Meet the Fockers.
Yes.
That shit is so freaking funny. His dynamic with Ben Stiller is just honestly so good. And then, of course, in the second one with Dustin Hoffman, it's just so great. I love seeing him in comedic roles as well. Because, we all recognize him as such this great dramatic actor. In all these mafia movies and all these other dramatic roles. But in some of these comedic performances, he just shines. And they're just absolutely brilliant. So, yes, my number 5, Meet the Parents / Meet the Fockers.
All right. Well, you guys have kind of lightened it up with The Intern and Meet the Fockers. I'm going to take it really dark and twisted.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I got to go to one of his most disturbing roles ever. Cape Fear is my number 5. Cape Fear. Who better to play a psychopath that was convicted of rape, who's out of prison and then going to go after the lawyer that convicted him of rape. De Niro was scary as shit in this movie.
Intense.
Juliette Lewis was fantastic. Jessica Lange. Nick Nolte was fantastic as the attorney that convicts him, right? And I love this because a lot of people didn't know that Cape Fear was a remake. It was actually a remake of an older film with Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum. And they were both in the remake. They both had roles in the remake. But yeah, I just really, De Niro, talk about range. This guy was just insanely scary in this movie. That's all. The only way I can say it. Insanely scary. Plus, I'm a huge fan of The Last Tycoon. You guys know that. And so the film version of that, not Billy Ray's brilliant Amazon series, but the film version was Bobby De Niro and Robert Mitchum. They were Monroe Starr and Pat Brady. So kind of reunited in Cape Fear. So there you go.
I haven't seen that one, to be honest.
Ooh, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad. Cape Fear is brilliant. Last Tycoon, really, really bad.
Oh, okay.
Hollywood thought they had it. All the Golden Boys, bombed. So just Cape Fear. If you want to see the two of them together in a brilliant movie, Robert Mitchum and Bobby De Niro, watch Cape Fear.
Oof.
There you go.
There you go.
It's brilliant.
Right there. I'm sure both of them are in the Amazon vault because Amazon has everything.
Oh, yeah, without doubt.
Definitely. Well, Rebekah, what you got for number 4?
All right. Number 4, I picked This Boy's Life with him and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So
That's
good.
really good.
Yes.
When they were young, especially Leo was very young.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, like him, it's like we talk about range. It's just, he can do really anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's more of a, not as maybe not as well of a known movie for him. So that's why I wanted to pick some that weren't so obvious, you know.
Yeah, I love that you're going rare. I love that.
Yeah.
Hasn't seen it, they should watch it.
I mean, I'm just making a list right now. Like, I mean, shit. Like, there's like 3 so far that I have to watch.
That's
like,
it.
I need to catch up on my homework. Man. How about you? What you got?
Me? We're skipping now, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I'm going. I always do this. I think I get terrified when Rebekah comes on because she's just so great, and I get nervous, and I get out of the swing of things. And
it's that Station 19, bro. She gonna pull that gun on you, man. Like, just like, read your number 4 now. Like, oh shit, okay.
I need to be in a movie with Robert De Niro.
Yes, yes.
That's what needs to happen.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Hey, Bob, if you're listening.
That's right. That's right. Give her a call, all right?
Exactly. We're pitching you right now. We're pitching it.
Kennedy and De Niro. That would be a matchup. Ooh.
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So good. Yeah. So good. All right. Since we're doing my number 4, since it is my turn, I guess. I'm going with Silver Linings Playbook.
Yes.
Dude, like, the cast was just absolutely amazing. And especially, like, dealing with the mental health aspect. I mean, we've been talking about the mental health aspect in the entertainment industry a lot the past couple weeks. And with this movie, everybody knows, like, the bipolar disorder and just everything that was happening, trying to get life back on track after figuring out you have this condition. And, yeah, I just think his performance alongside Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence was just amazing.
Mm-hmm. I would have to agree. And shout out to our guest, Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
Who choreographed that film.
Mandy Moore.
Shared a great little story about how the dancing didn't come so easy to Jennifer and Bradley.
Yeah.
But you know,
I can't imagine.
Yeah, no. But really good film though. Good pick.
Yeah,
good pick.
Man.
All right, I'm inspired by Rebekah, so my number 4 is a little bit lesser known, but I think a lot of people have seen it. We'll see. The King of Comedy. Yeah, I mean, you bring up Leo, so I've got to go Scorsese, directed by Martin Scorsese. Yeah. The King of Comedy, with De Niro playing a fledgling comedian whose only goal is to be famous, and he's that's his dream, and he's not getting the spotlight, he's not getting it done. So he kidnaps his idol to make sure that he gets the spotlight, because the idol is like eating up all his time, eating up all his glory. So he kidnaps. Jerry Lewis plays his idol. Brilliant. I mean, so you've got Jerry Lewis and Robert De Niro, and then Scorsese directing it. Yeah. I mean, come on now. And a lot of people don't know, but the King of Comedy, one of the inspirations for Todd Phillips with the Joker.
Oh wow!
So yeah, so there you go. The fledgling comedian take down the idol type. That storyline played heavily and oddly enough with De Niro. Yeah. So there you go. King of Comedy, number 4.
It's a good one.
That's a good one.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take a bow.
I mean, they're all good.
That's right. They're all Bobby, all right? They're all good.
Yeah, right. It's Bob, sir. It's Bob. All right, Rebekah. What you got for number 3?
All right. So then we're going to go, back to the ones that, are in Taxi Driver.
Ooh, yes, Taxi Driver.
So damn good.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say.
You don't have to say anything else. It's Taxi Driver. Are you really talking to me? Are you talking to me? I mean, you don't have to say. It's probably his most famous line in anything. So yeah, Taxi Driver.
Oh, so good, man. So good. I just want to stop what we're doing right now and just all binge watch all these movies.
Seriously,
they're so good.
We'll have a De Niro night. It'll be fantastic.
Right?
It'll be great.
Designated nights for great actors.
Yes.
My number 3 goes to Limitless. I'm kind of showing a trend here between Bradley and freaking Robbie. Bob.
We're going to give him every name possible. It's like
not my nickname.
Right? He's listening to this right now. He's like, these fuckers.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, from what his role was in that, going to the mentor type towards Bradley, and then at the end being like, oh, I got this on you. I can use this to overthrow you or be more powerful than you. And Bradley's like, nah. But I just love the dynamic. 2 great actors working well on screen together. So it's always amazing to see that. So yes, my number 3, Limitless.
Yes.
All good.
My number 3, Again, I think just an absolutely brilliant performance and more physical than De Niro is used to. I feel like that there was a lot of physical acting in this film. I'm talking about Awakenings. I mean,
I haven't seen that movie. I realized.
Oh, really?
See, you got to start your list.
I know, because when I was looking at like what I was going to pick, I was like, with Robin Williams, I was like, I haven't seen this movie.
Yes.
I missed it. So now I'm going to have to go and watch it. I'm glad you brought it
it's
up,
just a remarkable film. Robin Williams' performance. Now I'm going to cry. I miss Robin Williams, man. God damn, I miss Robin Williams.
Right.
His performance, though, against De Niro as this kind of new doctor coming into this like situation where, okay, we're doing an experimental drug. We're going to try to wake these people up who have been asleep for like literally ever, and then so the pressure of all that, and then he forms this relationship with De Niro's character who does wake up, and it's just the dynamic between the two of them is just incredible. So, Rebekah, you got to watch that one. It's just brilliant.
That definitely is on my list.
Yeah.
I don't know how because I watched Hollywood Roundtable. It was an old one. It was like from 8 months ago.
Yeah.
But it had him and Tom Hanks and Shia LaBeouf and Adam Sandler.
That's a good one, yeah.
Jamie Foxx, yeah.
Yep.
They were talking about that movie, and I was like, how have I not seen this movie? I'm definitely going to go and watch it.
Yeah, I just think two of this generation's greatest actors at the top of their game in that film, man. Honestly, woo.
So good.
Yeah.
All right. What you got for number 2, Rebekah?
So you already mentioned it, but Cape Fear I also had.
Oh, okay.
She's, like, so terrifying in that movie.
Absolutely. Creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
It only makes sense that it's on the list twice.
So good, it's on twice.
That's right.
Man, for my number 2, I know a lot of nowadays generation has not seen this one, so this is why we do the top 5, so we can expose all these great films to all these young up-and-comers. I'm talking about Sleepers with Brad Pitt. Dustin Hoffman's also in it. So many other people. His name is Father Bobby in this one.
That's right.
Oh, but so good. Everybody knows. Everybody listens to the show. This is definitely one of my all-time favorite movies, but just the dynamic between him and the boys, and always trying to be like the guardian angel, so to speak, to these 4 boys who grew up in Hell's Kitchen. And it's just such a great film about New York and like what it's about, and then growing up in New York as well, what you could become and what you could not become. So it's really good to see the perception of like the possibilities, I guess you would say, of the outcomes of life when growing up in such a crazy-ass city.
Absolutely. And when you think New York, you think De Niro.
Yeah, right?
I mean, it's just like a natural thing, right? I mean, good movie, man. That's a good one to bring up. All right, my number 2. Some of these
I haven't seen in so long. I need to go back and watch.
That's how I was when I was doing my list. I'm like, man, I want to watch this again.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen this in a while. So my number 2, I think, goes without saying, had to be on one of our lists. I mean, it's one of the best performances. Costner, Sean Connery, and De Niro. Untouchables.
Ooh,
the takedown, of Al Capone by Elliot Ness.
Nice.
I mean, just a fantastic freaking performance. I mean, he's a great Capone. He's a great gangster.
Yeah.
Of course he's a great Capone. He's a great gangster. So,
it's a great mob movie.
It really is. I just really, really enjoyed the performances of all the main players in that film, and just brilliant filmmaking, I thought, and just, Untouchables, number 2.
Oh, so good. So damn
nice.
Good. All right, Rebekah, what do you got for your number 1 pick?
All right, and so my number 1 is Raging Bull.
Yes.
Gotta put that on there.
Of course. I mean, of course. Such an excellent piece of filmmaking.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. Now I'm speechless.
No,
after, I mean, talking about it and even like trying to reflect on the film, like it's so good. It's so good.
It is.
Yeah.
It's my number 1 also. We'll just skip right to it. The
yeah.
Raging Bull. I mean, the story is just unbelievable as the young prize fighter. And again, his performance, he's got such range. He's so believable in like everything he does. He's like Jake LaMotta personified, you know? And then it's just unreal to see him like, play these roles, and you'd swear. I was not happy when he came back. What was that other boxing movie with Stallone, like Grudge Match or something? I'm like, no, this is not a Raging Bull.
Yeah,
they
both look pretty old. It was interesting. It was interesting.
The legacy is Raging Bull. Leave it there, man. Leave it there. But yeah, great number one pick. Great film. And another great film, my number one, Goodfellas. Yes.
I mean, of course. How could we not bring up this one in any of our top fives? I mean, you can't have a Robert De Niro list without bringing up this film. I mean, Joe Pesci, Ray Liotta, like so many great people came in and out of this one. I mean, so many quotables from this movie too. Like, so damn good. I'm honestly really proud of all of us because normally we repeat a lot.
Yeah, we do.
But we did really good this week.
We did do really well.
There's enough movies to,
especially with
go
him.
around.
Yeah,
that's true. All right, now you got to give us your shout out. You said you had a 6.
Oh, yeah, I got to give a shout out because it's October and it's Halloween. And I got to give a shout out for Hide and Seek.
Yes, Hide and Seek, good one. We know you love Halloween. Yes. There was no doubt, no doubt that was going to be
Queen of horror over here. Like,
I couldn't put it on the main list because, like, as far as like quality movie,
right,
good as others, but I still enjoyed it, and I still like watching it even now. Like, it's a really fun movie, and it's a great Halloween movie. So if anyone hasn't seen it, they should watch it. Plus, it's got Dakota Fanning, who's fantastic in it. So,
Very true. I almost put Analyze This and Analyze That on it also with Billy Crystal. Just so many. I mean, because again, I like his comedic performances as well.
They're so good.
It was really tough to try to narrow this list down, but whoo, good list, man.
I know, right? Yeah. I know. And I mean, Rebekah, it's been a while. How's life going so far? In quarantine. I mean, we saw you just got back from vacation.
Yes.
So I'm jealous.
Yeah. I went to the Grand Canyon. I'd never been.
Oh, nice.
So it was amazing. We were both like, hey, we've never been there. We should go.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely something you should see in your lifetime. It was incredible. I mean, pictures don't even really do it justice.
Yeah,
right.
At all. I mean, as far as like really just trying to grasp just the beautiful scope of it. It's been good. Starting back to work, starting back to auditions. So, hopefully we will have lots of stuff coming up, and TV's hopefully gonna be back in November as far as network TV, and so we'll see.
yeah. It's definitely, the audition process has got to be an interesting one now, because everything's been kind of shoved back or delayed. So I guess, with all the, like you said, all the shows, I guess, coming on back in November and December, I mean, we could see you late in the year if you like get onto some of these shows. So that'd be great.
Hopefully that would be a nice way to end the year.
Yeah.
Like, start the year with a gig. It would be nice to end with a show.
Definitely.
So hopefully, thoughts to everyone as they're working, and hopefully there's, we're able to, continue, and stuff's able to come out.
There you go. Well, and you brought up Halloween. What's the plan for Halloween? You guys doing anything crazy? What costumes you got this year?
I don't know if we're going to dress up, because you're not allowed to have, technically you're not allowed to have parties here.
Right,
so I don't know if anyone is actually having one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I hate to like go through the work of getting something and then
right.
just nowhere to wear it.
Yeah.
Other than my house. I'm too lazy to dress up and just sit at my house.
I feel that.
Fair enough.
So I'm not sure what's so I don't, other than watching some scary movies that maybe I haven't seen.
There you go.
Do you guys have any plans?
Probably the same thing.
Yeah,
watching
the same
scary movies because what else are you going to do, right?
Yeah.
And bake some treats. We know you guys bake, so you can bake some treats.
Yeah.
It's true. We could.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks because Halloween's finally on a Saturday, and here we are.
We are, yeah. It's like, well, damn, fuck 2020.
That's
like,
right.
I know. It's like, it was like the perfect setup, and then just all of it. It's just
That's so true.
It's so unfortunate, man. But I mean, it's always a blast to have you on the show, Rebekah. Like, I mean,
well, thanks for having me back.
Course,
it's always fun.
You're the forever guest, and
That's
mean, so it's so good. Oh my goodness, we should have put that on her shirt. We should have put that on the back of her shirt.
Forever guest, yeah.
Damn it. We'll send you another one.
That's right.
We'll send you another one.
We'll send a hoodie. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic.
I would love a hoodie. I love hoodies. So
oh my goodness.
I would wear it.
There you go. Note that down.
Yeah, right. So good.
Oh man. Well, listen. Have a great rest of the day and a great weekend.
Thank you.
And
you guys too. And thanks for the shirt.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. It's really fun.
Of course. You're our forever guest. We got to take care of you.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yep. And hey, you never know. We might have you on for the Halloween show. So
right?
You never know.
I mean,
hey, let me know.
Yeah, it's like right around the corner. That's fantastic. Well, tell the hubby we said hello and take care. And we'll be in touch soon. Okay.
Okay. Great. Have a great weekend.
You
Bye,
too.
guys.
Bye. She's so great.
She is always fun.
Like
always fun.
We're always so fortunate to have her on the show. Like, and she's always at like the call away. She's just one call away.
Exactly. It was so sad though. I felt like she was like, like a 10-year-old who was told she can't go trick or treating on Halloween.
Yeah,
it's her big holiday. Yeah. It's her big thing, and she's like, no. Yeah. So I'm not gonna get in a costume.
Yeah, right. Like, damn it. So funny. Well, now it is time for the box office recap, guys. Guess what? It's been slow.
Yes.
It's been still freaking slow. Number 1 is still Tenet. It came in with $2.7 million. Number 2 is Hocus Pocus. I mean, with Halloween just right around the corner, of course, they'll be releasing some older Halloween movies. So that's pretty cool. Hocus Pocus came in at number 2 with $1.9 million. New Mutants came in at number 3 with $1 million. By the way, this is the one movie we went and saw, and not fucking worth it.
No, it's not worth it.
Should have went and saw Tenet.
How it made $1 million this week, I have no idea.
Just leave it there. Number 4 was Unhinged. It came in with $870,000. Number 5 was Infidel. It came in with $455,000. So I mean, new movies apparently coming out in theaters maybe near you.
Yeah, if you have an AMC theater.
Yeah, right.
Because that's, I guess, the only one staying open.
Right, it's interesting. And there's some interesting names on this release calendar. American Pie presents Girls Rule. And Trump Card, Are We Dead Yet?, The War with Grandpa, and The Doorman. I have no idea what any of these are.
I'm pretty sure all of those are referring to the upcoming election.
Right? Like, exactly. That's really what it is.
I mean, if you follow along, I think that's all talking about the upcoming election. It's fantastic.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. By the way, we implanted the fly. We let the fly go.
That's right.
That was us. We were getting a little crazy.
Yes.
But movies you can still go see in maybe a theater near you. Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, Professor Uncut, Shortcut, Save Yourselves, and Ava, and of course Tenet, New Mutants, and the ones that were in the theaters. So, I mean, just look it up, guys. Just look it up. Who knows, man? Who really knows? But now it is time for the IMDb Pro Top Trending segment. Oh, man. We love this thing. I mean, not much has changed since last week.
No.
Because, I mean, Netflix just killing it. But The Boys got the top trending TV spot, which makes sense because they're releasing more and more episodes as the month goes on, and so people are watching it more. And I mean, you can binge watch, catch up right before you watch the newest one, so it's really good. It's really good, guys. The top trending movie is Enola Holmes, which is pretty damn good. Watched it this past week. Go watch it, man. It's really good. It's on Netflix. Everybody knows. And Henry Cavill is in it quite a bit, actually. I know there was a lot of talk about him like having barely pop in and out, but he's kind of like her mentor, helping her solve like the mysteries.
There you go.
So it's pretty good. And of course, with me saying that, and with the top trending movie, the top trending star is Millie Bobby Brown.
No.
Yeah. Oh man, she is honestly like, I'm super excited to see where her career goes.
Me
I
too.
think she's gonna be like one of the biggest stars ever. To be honest, because she is huge right now, so only imagine her when she's like in her mid-20s. So, freaking awesome, man. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, the whole show's been freaking awesome.
It really freaking has. We gotta thank our guest one more time, Jason Collett, for coming on the show. Be sure to check out his film on Netflix. Dude, it's dark as shit, but you will enjoy it.
Yes.
It's like, to say the least.
And stay away from wasps.
Yeah, right?
If you don't go to porches with wasps, if we've learned anything from that interview.
Don't do it. Don't do it. And of course, follow him on social media. He is on Instagram. He is on Twitter. The easiest way to find him would be to go to our social media and click on his handle, because both of his handles are different.
That's right.
And of course, talking about our social media, be sure to follow our social media at Crazy Ant Media on Instagram and Twitter, and at ItCaf Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We're also on Facebook under Crazy Ant Media, so be sure to follow all those great things. Like, comment, all that good stuff. We always love the fan interaction. It's so damn good.
We do.
And of course, follow us both personally. Myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and
Crazy Ant Guy 1970.
Oh boy, oh boy. And of course, you can subscribe to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. I'm talking Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Stitcher, and so much more. And everybody knows now that you can watch us on YouTube. We're looking pretty damn good, man. Our setup is really freaking nice.
It's growing.
I love it. I love it. Looks so damn good. But when you're over at YouTube, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and also ring that bell to stay up to date with the latest Crazy Ant videos. We got a lot going on, man, so you're going to want to be notified. And of course, if you guys want to buy some Crazy Ant Media merch, head over to our website, crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. Like I said at the top of the show, I ordered this shirt right here on Friday last week, and I got it Thursday, as in yesterday, this week.
So less than a week.
Yeah, printing, shipping, it's so damn good, guys. So damn good. And of course, watch out for our promos. We got a lot of promos going on right now. It ends on Sunday, but right now, 15% off everything on our website, on our shop. So damn good, so damn good. Man, but it's been a great show. It's been a great show. It has been. I can't say enough about our guest segment. I mean, that dude was so damn cool, and especially for being on the cusp of stuff, working with some amazing actors. I love his stories about Jason Clarke, where he's just it's just a fucking movie.
Yeah, that was so. And then goes back to creepy humming.
Yeah, right.
That's so Jason Clarke. Yeah. It's not even funny, but I would agree with him though with what he said about Riley. I think her performance is just out of the park, and the one in the film, and that's hard to say when you got Holland and Pattinson. But I mean, she was brilliant. So.
Yeah, agreed. And of course, we love Rebekah always for coming on the show. But I mean, the industry news segment, jam packed. Love talking about all that stuff. Ooh. Of course, I mean Game of Thrones. You guys know I love Game of Thrones. So I mean, of course, I love talking about that and all the good stuff, man. All the good stuff.
I was definitely pumped about Green Lantern. Now that it's official, it's coming, and it's going to be the whole core, and Guy Gardner and Jon Stewart and Hal and everybody. So of course I was pumped about that.
Yeah.
Pumped about the Doctor Strange news, although I figured that was kind of coming and stuff. And of course, bummed about all the delays for the films.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's always fun to talk about comic shit, though. Always. I just get pumped all the time.
Always. But yeah, fuck 2020, man. I mean, you guys know, the only O that matters. Oprah!